Good morning, surviving the 80s. I'm going to give you an update on the kombucha mayo. I never did get it thick, and it said maybe you should whip it about 4 or 5 minutes. Well, I probably didn't whip it that long, but it made fabulous salad dressing and I loved it. But I still, on the mayo itself, I miss the vinegar flavor, and I was going to do a couple of things before I started this, but so the next time I make mayonnaise, I'll put my vinegar back in, but I think I'll make the two on and off. I'm not saying I won't make the kombucha again. It's just that it'll be a variation and it'll be a change of pace. So back and forth I'll have the two. Anyway, I was going to get my garlic and have it all ready so I wouldn't have to do this while we were visiting, and I was going to get my vinegar out. Well, I didn't do either one of those things, so I'll do that now. And actually I was going to do some other things. Wow, I'm not ready at all. And what I'm going to do this morning is make pesto. And you know what? I may just turn off this thing and start over again until I am more organized. Maybe this will do it. Okay, you saw how unorganized I am. But there it is. And I'm not using the magic wand today because I think I'm making more than will fit in a small jar. If I go to a larger jar, it puts too much oxygen on the top and it oxidizes more than I'd like it to. So I'm using the food processor. Okay, on pesto, I'm just going to give you some guidelines. You can use about anywhere from 2 cups to 3.5 cups, and I don't know how much to tell you here that I have. Oh, if I had my 2-cup measure real handy. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put it in my 4-cup and I'll give you an idea. And on the greens, it can be any mixture you want. What I have in my colander, I went out and picked basil out of my garden and parsley, and then I had some organic cilantro. So that's what I'm putting in here. And I think at least I have 2 cups. Oh, and just for fun, I threw in a couple of sage leaves. My sage here does very poorly. I don't know why. I've killed more sage here. And in the past, in other states, I've been able to grow it so good that it just throws me a curve. I either water it too much or not enough. And both are not good. So anyway, that's what you start out on your pesto. And then you want to use a good olive oil. And the olive oil I'm using is the same that I put in my mayonnaise. And you want to use anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 cup, depending. Here, I'm going to, on your preference, I suppose. Okay, so I think to start with, I'm going to put in 1/4 cup, and I may put in more. Okay, and I'm just going to drizzle that, and okay, I'm going to pour some in. So, and these round measuring spoons, I found out, are not maybe as accurate, but it's still in proportion. And then when you measure into something, there's always a certain amount that doesn't come in. You know, it just hangs in the bottom somehow. Okay, and then I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and this has some pink Himalayan and real salt. I always thought real salt was good. That's the brand. Comes with a lot of minerals, but probably the pink Himalayan and some of those other salts are better. So, okay, we got that in. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of vinegar in this. And I want to tell you the vinegar that I make, the extract, I drink in the morning, the elderberry and the ginger. But I also make my vinegars. Every vinegar I use has been extracted, is an extraction of some herbs in it. This particular one has rose, and these are all from my garden. Rose, lavender, calendula, mint, and lemon balm has been extracted. It's a beautiful, I don't know if you can see the color, beautiful pink. And since this is from mainly my garden, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon, more or less, and I'm going to put that in. One other thing I haven't got out. In pesto, you want to put your oil, well, your greens, your 2½ to 3 cups of greens, a mixture, 1/2 cup of your oil, 1/4 to 1/2 cup, your salt, and you want to have some seeds. And today I am going to add 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds. I don't have them out yet, but we're going to get them out. And I am fortunate here because we have a natural co-op store that has all sorts of good things in it. And this is one of the things I can get there. Okay, so we're going to put 1/2 cup of those in. I'm going to put those, and that's where a lot of people put their pine nuts. I can't afford that, and I really think these might, well, no, I think that's pretty healthy too. But this is also healthy. And I like the mixture of greens because to me, I think if there's one nutrient missing in one green, maybe it's in the other green, and it gives you more of a way to gain more. And I'm gonna have to open that thing. And what I'm using is just a Parmesan cheese. And don't use Parmesan cheese out of a little green box or where you powder it. Lots of times that isn't even Parmesan cheese. And this may not. Well, yeah, I think I have a better chance. And I'm going to add, I think, about 1/2 cup. So I'm going to change measuring spoons here. And I'm going to put in a good amount of that. And I'm going to, that wasn't quite 1/2 cup because there. But you can use I've used jack cheese. I've used better cheese than this that's on the Romano that I've grated. Any kind of cheese actually that you like, you can put in. Okay, and I'm sorry this is going to make noise, but we're going to see what I get. And lots of times I don't put it all in at once. I was hoping I could turn this where you could sort of watch. I bet we could. Okay, here goes. Plug your ears. You know, sounds like we're taking off. I'm going to put it, and one of my basils didn't get in here, so it's going in. I'm taking the leaves off the stem. Okay, It smells, oh, I love the smell of the basil that comes up. You know, basil and cilantro, both of those actually don't dry too well. So I don't really dry those herbs, but you can put them in ice cubes and then use them as you're cooking, just drop them in. And I know they sell dried basil, so I think they must have some secret that I don't know about to get it to do that. I mean, I know I can dry it. Okay, it keeps getting up higher on the sides and not being able to stay down. And you know, that's the beauty of the stick. And I almost wish now I'd just gone ahead and done it, because it flips it up on the edges. And probably I don't have the best food processor in the world. It's pretty old. Not as old as my blender. I don't think they'd are. Wait, I want to put this in or I'll splash up all over. They may not have been invented as long ago as mine, but probably they have. Say this is good enough. I'm going to show you my results, and yes, I may have to whip it up a little more, and yes, it maybe would have fit in a nice jar, and maybe oh, you know what, I did not put the garlic in, and it isn't really pesto unless you have garlic. Oh, and I want to show you, this is my hardneck garlic, and in a way I love how it peels, because look, I can peel the thing right on the stem and get it pretty well, all of that skin off, and then just open it up, and there is my nice garlic. And then of course there's the stem. It doesn't have as many cloves on it. I'm going to cut it up a little bit as your soft neck wood that usually is in the grocery store. And it did have a purple stripes to mine. Whoops, now more of it came off, so it won't be quite as easy, but it's still pretty nice. Somehow I like the way it peels. I can just sort of take it out of each of these little compartments, and there it is, nice and peeled. So that's one advantage, plus the fact that hardneck is known to have more flavor than your soft neck, or different flavors that you can get. Okay, I am going to, unless this one comes off easy, I'm going to put 3 cloves of garlic in. And garlic is so healthy. It's something I really can't eat raw unless it's like in something like this. It's overpowering. It doesn't want to stay down, actually. Okay. I can remember one time my son had grown a lot of peppers, and I was looking at all of his peppers, and he couldn't remember all of what he had. And I walked up to this little green one, and it looked so good that I decided to pick it and taste it. And he said he'd forgot what kind it was. But just as I was swallowing it, he remembered it was a habanero. It was all I could do to keep that down. I can remember walking over to the fence thinking I was going to lose it on the other side of the fence, but it stayed down. Oh my goodness, it was hot. Oh. So beware of eating habaneros. And I like hot stuff. There. Well, I'm going to say that's it while you're watching. And on the seeds, remember you can use pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, walnuts, pecans, cashews, on and on. It's just whatever your imagination dictates. I mean, it is nice, and to me, pesto is part of summer. And yes, I'm going to see if it would have fit in a nice little jar now that I've done this, and see if it would have fit. But we got it. But before I do that, I'll taste it. And I didn't put in the whole half a cup of olive oil. I think it's enough. And there it is on my spoon. Oh, definitely summer. Definitely good. It's a temptation just to sit and eat it. Oh, good. Okay. I'm going to let you go and have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully.